What up, everybody? It is HeSaySheSay. Back to you with episode number 4. We hope y'all are ready. It's your boy Solomon.
Hey, y'all. It's Siobhan J.
It's Uncle Kel.
It's Jordan.
It's your boy MJ.
And I'm Shadea.
Well, y'all, we have a packed show for you today. As usual, you already know how I do it. We're going to start off with the news peek. I got something real tragic for y'all. Now, I don't know if y'all heard, but Sadie Roberts Joseph, she was an elderly lady in Louisiana. She was an activist, founder of the African American Museum in Baton Rouge. So she was found dead in the trunk of her car on Friday. Like, this lady was a legend in Louisiana, so a lot of people were upset about it. So they said that she went to her sister's house that Friday to deliver something, and then she never made it back home. Like, she left her sister's house but didn't make it back home. And according to the autopsy, she was basically suffocated. And the person that they have in custody was an actual tenant of hers at one of her properties. And he was back on his rent, y'all. So I guess he wasn't ready to pay that, and I guess murdered her and put her in her trunk. That's kind of wild. This is an elderly lady. I hate when things happen to the elders. Like, they are our souls. And this lady was special. Like, she was a legend. Like, so that raises the question, like, why is it that when we have powerful people, powerful black people that are on the rise in our community, it's like they fall short of their death, you know?
Yeah.
Same with Nipsey Hussle. I don't know what y'all think.
Intimidation. I think that's the biggest thing. People realize your power, and it's like, ooh, that's somebody right there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they have this, I don't know, like, people look at you and it's like, you have a different, I don't know, it's something different about you. I don't know what word I'm trying to use.
Jealousy.
But yeah, it's like, oh, I need to get them out of the way because I don't know what they're capable of doing. Or maybe they do know what you're capable of doing, you know? And that, like I said, it's intimidating for them.
Yeah, like, it's just sad. Like, I mean, back in the day, we would see, of course, we had the racial tension that would go on, but it's like, even today, it's like we killing our own kind. Like, we should be rising up and bringing each other up. Like, I don't understand why we can't do that. Now we got to wait for the next person to take on her legacy and whoever else's legacy that has passed away. We got to wait and wait for that to come around when we could have already had it.
The dude that killed her, he's black?
Yeah.
To me, that comes, like, when we kill each other, that comes from a space where if you're not like me, then you make me insecure about myself. So, like, everybody wants to get people on the level that they're on, and if you're not on my level, then I feel like you're a threat to me.
Yeah.
And that's where a lot of competition and stuff come from, and, like, especially the black community. Everybody wants to be Mr. Top Guy rather than, okay, let him do him. He probably has the capacity to be that person, so let me just be the keeper of that, the keeper of, like, his flame. So yeah.
I feel like this makes it so much worse. Like I just said, we would love to make it a race issue.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
With her being an activist and her dying, and how many? It's some other activists that passed too, or that were killed.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, man, it makes it so hard because you hear a lot of people talking about, oh, okay, well, black on black crime is, black on black crime is, and then we're like, oh no, like, the white man is killing us, white man is killing us. But then you go and do something like this, and it's like, what can we really say? Because
It's your own kind.
yeah, it's your own people who are killing us off. It
Be your
makes
own
it
people.
so much harder for us to really just progress as a people, because it's like we're killing ourselves at the end of the day.
And that's why we can't solve greater issues, because we do it ourselves.
Yeah.
We do it ourselves and then expect somebody to stop doing it us.
Yeah, it don't
Type
make
of-
sense.
Yeah, it's like both of them cancel each other out. That's why we never actually progress and actually elevate, because we're doing things on a level that we do to each other. So then we want something in another specific area to stop doing it to us when we pretty much do it to ourselves.
Yeah.
That right there, that's where everything stops flowing. So
Yeah, but I think there was something obviously wrong with him because he was a sex offender, or,
Yeah,
he's a
definitely.
registered child sex offender. He's actually spent prison time, so it's something obviously that was wrong with him. I don't really know if she knew a little bit about him before she, moved him in that property. But I think that's something that people need to start really considering more, especially if, this person could be around kids or around, is just known to be a violent person. I don't really know if there was any kind of confrontation before that, or if it was just a matter of, oh, I can't pay my rent, let me go kill this woman. So I don't know. It's very unfortunate that a woman that has done so much for the community was taken out that way.
Yeah, I think they still need to investigate exactly, because you never know. They have him in custody,
but he could be innocent.
Yeah, it could be anybody, or it could be some kind of setup. Like, in this generation today, it's so much crazy stuff happening. People going to jail for different murders, but like, was it them, or is it somebody behind this that wanted to get rid of her? Like, you kind of have to think about all the different possibilities that could come of this. But if it is this person and something was mentally wrong with him, or whatever the case may be, I mean, I don't really take that as an excuse to murder somebody. Somebody definitely should have got him some help, or helped get him some help. But I mean, if he already been to jail, that's pretty much what the prison system is designed to do. Make him, he definitely going back. They probably gonna get him in there for sure, if she was as popular as they say. But
then I think it goes back to, what she's claimed to be, this great person. What if she did know, okay, he's a sex offender, blah, blah, but we're the same color, let me give him a chance.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
And, it backfires. Sometimes, we want to help our ourselves, but it's just not the way to do it sometimes. But
you gotta go on your own judgment sometimes and take things into consideration.
It's a tough situation. It's just like, man, I just really want to make it dang.
It's like you can't be
mad.
It's like I don't know. It's crazy because in situations like that, the first question you want to ask was, "Well, were they black?
Yeah.
Or was it white? It's like, and I don't know. It's this world that we live in, but yeah, if it was, it was. It's like we can't do nothing in the world. It's always, but
right.
Then when they blame, how would you react?
Oh, what?
And the crazy thing is like, because I thought the same thing too, which is low key kind of wrong, just because like you be thinking, okay, like we hoping this is a white man that did this, or this is something, so then it becomes this big thing, but it's an African American male. And the story is kind of like toned down. I mean, I found it, but I haven't really just seen it as much. And it's just like, okay, is our community kind of like hiding behind this? Like, oh, we don't want to face that, we just killed our own. Because if it was like a white man, it would have been left and right, protests, all of that. Not saying that they're not doing that in Louisiana, but just like worldwide, it would have been another problem or another issue.
Because when it comes, in the black community these days, when it comes to white on black crime, the first thing we think about is, oh, they not gonna do nothing to him because he white, or he's not gonna get any punishment done because he's white. He's gonna get off. Or if it's a black on black, then he probably gonna get locked up for life or 30 years or something like that. So it is kind of sad that we already have an indictment on what's gonna happen when we don't even know who did it yet. If it's true, that they saying that this dude did it, we don't even know yet. But the fact that racism plays a big role right now in the world. It's crazy that we already have that perception that this dude is going down, and if he was white, he wouldn't get anything done to him. So
I feel like this is gonna open our eyes a lot more as far as seeing black on black crime, because a lot of black on black crime we think of is something in the streets, like something going on, gang violence. Now we have a black activist getting killed. Well, we don't know for sure, but what's being said by another black man. Now it's like, okay, let's sit back, and it's really black on black crime going on out here. And we always hear the, oh, well, you can't stop black on black, or you can't stop white on black crime until we stop killing each other. And all of us would be like, oh, well, we need them to stop killing us first. But now we have a black activist. A black activist has died at the hands of a black man. It's kind of like, man, let's take a closer look at this and look at what's going on in our own community first. That doesn't mean we can't focus on the white on black crime too, or any racism going on at all. But we do need to start seeing black on black crime now, and it's not just gang violence. It's not just in the streets. It's not just people having beef with each other. This is stuff that's really going on.
I think, not to change the subject, but since we're on it, I think that black on black crime pushes us back 10 steps. Like y'all are saying, you know, people make the comments, yeah, white on black crime, this, that, and the third, it's not going to be no justice. But if you're continuously seeing the same people of their own kind in their own community hate each other and do these things to each other, it's like, not necessarily saying it's right, but to them it's like, well, they do it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, okay. And that's like that. Like I said, that doesn't make it right. That doesn't justify it at all. But it's still like, we're not leading by example for our own community. We don't love each other. We hate on each other for the smallest of things. Cool. You know, I'm gonna go shoot somebody up. I ain't gonna get in trouble for it. You know, it's like we're not setting that example. We're not setting that standard that you can't mess with us. Yeah. Because we mess with each other.
That's true.
Because a great example of that is like, you know, say for instance you have a younger sibling, and you know you can slap him all day long, but your cousin come over and do it. It's like, nah, you can't slap him like I slap him.
He saw you slap him, so he feel like he can't.
Yeah. So it's like that's the whole.
We gotta have a respect for each other first before we can even start to get mad at other races for not having a respect for us and our kind. It's kind of just like, I'm not saying I can see it from their point of view. Yeah. Not saying that it's right, but like you said, that was a great example that you brought up. It's kind of like, man, they doing it. Sure, man.
Why not?
Yeah, like
as of right now,
get away with it.
To sum it all up, as of right now, we don't have an argument with that.
We don't.
With white on black, we just really don't, honestly. And you know, people could hate you for saying it, but
it's true.
Until we, as a black community, come together and stop what we're doing, we can't focus on what they're doing to us because we're doing it to ourselves.
Right. Yeah, that unity thing needs to happen, especially with our community. I think we are like, we disrespect each other like the most.
We're the weakest link in our own community.
Yes, definitely. Like other races, I mean, don't get me wrong, everybody has their problems. Like, we're all human and we're all in this world together. But our community specifically, like, we just can't find common ground within each other. And then we have everybody else, every other ethnicity toppling on top of us. So we just pushing ourselves deeper and deeper into the ground. And I mean, we need to come about that.
It's just a bad look.
Yeah.
It's a horrible look. Like, this situation is
terrible.
And I just wish like that way I could have some type of
somebody grandma.
Like, they killed a black activist. They killed a black activist. I can't even say they.
It's crazy how our mind is programmed like that.
We killed a black activist.
No, it was us.
It was us. We did it. Like, I can't say they did it. Like, they always trying to bring us down.
They don't want to see us win.
It ain't they, it's us at the end of the day. Let's keep it real. It's us.
We can just sit here like, dang.
Yeah, like.
Wow, that's somebody's grandma, that's somebody's mama. Like, think about your grandma. Like, that's one person that we just keep so dear to our hearts. Yeah. That's the lady right there. And now she's gone. Like, there's no coming back from that. So everybody needs to be held at a higher standard, whether you white, black, Hispanic. Like, it's all wrong. It needs to change. We have real issues going on in our society. So, rest in peace to Miss Sadie. And may she be up above us, hoping for a change. She's in a better place. So, that's that.
Yep. Well, for today's topic that I have, I want to ask y'all your opinions on why is it so important these days? Because everybody is all about a bag. That's all you hear, bag this, bag that. So I guess the question I have is, why is it so important to be rich in this generation? Like, why is that the goal for us to be rich?
I saw something on Twitter the other day.
He reads.
I read tweets
from time to time.
What I saw was a lot of people, this kind of correlates with what you're saying, a lot of people judge you based off of how much money you make. You ever realize somebody will ask you, what do you do as your career before they ask you about anything else about your life? That's them thinking, okay, I need to see how much of a respect level I need to have for this person.
That's deep. Why?
So if I ask you, what do you do for a living? And you say, oh, I'm a garbage man. Me personally, I'm not.
They make good money.
Yeah.
I don't know how much they make.
No, they make pretty good money, but
it's
that
that
title.
Title.
It's like,
Oh, you come home
say-
smelling like
let's
trash
say-
every day.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Let's say you're
Like-
a lunch lady or something like that, right?
Right.
A lot of people's mindset towards that is, oh, okay, well, I can probably talk to them a certain type of way. I can probably get away with this. But on the other hand, let's say, oh, I'm a doctor. Now is, oh, okay, let me treat you with the
It's a whole nother
respect.
different
You
approach.
you make a different type of money, right?
Yeah.
So now it's like, okay, I gotta come at you different.
Yeah.
Right? So a lot of people, what we're thinking is like, okay, well, let me get this bag. Let me show people this money. Let me
And they
try to
respect
get
me.
rich, and maybe they're gonna respect me. Maybe I can be on a level as them. Maybe I can do this and that. And another thing I was
Makes
thinking
sense.
too was, imagine like, okay, so for me personally, like I love money. I hate to say it, I do like materialistic things. I do. I can't help it. It's just I just like it. Like it makes me feel good. But at the same time, I feel like, and I've been noticing this more recently, that a lot of people judge happiness and success by how much money you make.
Yeah.
When life should not be like that. A lot of people won't be happy unless they're making a certain amount of money. A lot of people won't judge themselves as successful unless they're making a certain amount of money. And a lot of people know that other people who are viewing them will not will judge them a certain way based of how much money they make.
got.
I think that's a lot of the reason why people focus on trying to get rich, because it's a lot that comes with it. Rich people they get a lot of respect. Like I've heard multiple people say, and I don't know why they say it, but they're like, "Yeah, man, like I don't like Donald Trump, but I respect him because of how business minded he is and stuff." It's like, at what point do we say, yeah, morally and ethically, like you're not a good person even though you're rich?
Yeah, I think it also comes across as the like American dream, the norm that we have for ourselves. Like, you know, as kids, that's what we're kind of trained to do. Like, you know, you go, you get a job, you do this, you do these specific things, you go to college, all this, you get your job, you build up, you know, your 401k, whatever the case may be. And it's like to have a lot of money. And then that basically comes into play with what you said, that respect level. If I'm successful, if I can provide, if I can do this, then like I'm the man or I'm that girl. But what we fail to realize is that people may not be as high up as someone else. They may not be high class. They may be low class, middle class, whatever the case may be, in these different barriers, these different standards. But that doesn't mean this person doesn't have a Harvard degree. This person doesn't have a degree in general. This person just isn't wise and is open to the knowledge of this society. So I feel like we kind of blindside ourselves by judging people based on that a little bit, like just based on their profits and the money that they make. Because somebody could be the biggest fool possible and have all this money, because having a lot of money can turn you into that. It can corrupt you. So I think sometimes having a lot of money, we need to come off our high horse a little bit and see things to an eyes level a little bit and see, you know, like keep everybody in the loop. Stay, you know what I mean? Like you can't judge from that.
I have a different perspective because I feel like some people have an obsession with wanting to be rich simply from their upbringing. So
True. How you
let's say,
raised.
like you were talking about the different classes. So let's say you were in a lower class. And it's like, I know I don't want to live in this lifestyle my whole life. So I'm gonna grind and I'm gonna do what I gotta do so that I can become rich, I guess. Each person has their own definition of rich because obviously we've been seeing that some people think $100,000 is not good, but okay.
Yeah, that's that.
That's what
I'll take that.
But you know what I mean? Like, you can't tell somebody what's rich to them. And it's if I had a hard upbringing, and I know that I don't want my kids to go through the same thing, I'm gonna do whatever it takes to get to where I want to be. You know.
Yeah.
So for some people, it's motivation. Oh, I know I want to be rich. I know I want to be wealthy. I want to live like my life without any hardships. You know, problems, struggles, things of that nature. It's like. But yeah, like a motivation to them. I wouldn't think it.
Yeah,
it can be a positive sometimes.
I thought about
it
that.
Can be a
too.
positive.
I like that. The problem becomes when people start to really, I don't know, get down on themselves about not reaching that point. We compare our lives to so many other people's lives, and when other people have more money than us, now it's like, oh man, like. I just wish I can get like them. Like, I don't have this, I don't have that. Man, I sure do wish I had what they had.
We always want what somebody has, but we don't want to do the work that they did
That's
for
true.
it. Like,
I feel like if I know all of us have older people in our lives, right? It opens our eyes to kind of see how they might not be rich, but can still be happy.
Yeah.
And can still be
enjoy life.
without being rich.
But being comfortable and stable.
Exactly.
Right. Bills paid.
I feel like the problem is when people start to really like, I know people who truly get down on themselves about not making that much money. Like, they still live good, but they always want more. And one thing about, like you said, people chasing to get rich, it's always going to be more. Yeah. It's always going to be somebody that makes more money than you. You're always going to want to get there. So if you're solely focused on how much more rich can I get, and not how you are as a person, you're never going to be satisfied. You're not going to be a trillionaire.
We live in a society, though, that's like, you're never satisfied.
Yeah. We're very greedy.
Even if you think you might think somebody else is rich, but to them, they might think they're the brokest person in the world. You know? Like, you're never, for some reason, it's like you were saying, you always want more, but we never take the time to take in what we got now, you know? Because, like, you want more, but there's somebody else that wants to be where you're at. You know?
That's true.
One thing is, people really don't want to be rich or want to have money. People just kind of want to look like they got it.
Yeah.
So that ties into, even if you make $1 million a year, right? If you consider yourself rich, you can also have $1 million worth of bills. You back at square one.
You're right.
Right.
So you just got to kind of think about it. Like, a lot of people, especially millennials, they really don't want to be rich. They just want to flaunt like they're rich, so people could actually accept them.
They don't want what comes with it.
Neighborhood.
Yeah.
They want to be in a rich neighborhood. They just want to look like they're from the rich neighborhood, right? They don't want money because they don't know how to handle money. If you want to be rich, you would save money. People just kind of want to look like they want to
do something.
Yeah,
put
something
back
like
for the next generation.
Like some foreign exchange.
Shameless plug.
Listen. That's that social media stage, though. Yeah. What you say about flaunting, because back then, you gotta walk up to them, flaunt that way. But social media, all I gotta do is take a picture with,
put on a good
my mama's chain or something like that. My mama's cash, right in front of the car. This don't even have to be mine.
Don't even got your license.
Right, my followers don't know that. So I mean, the technology kind of ruins that also, because we get more influencers because we're on these social medias day in and day out, and we see what we see and we want what we want.
So true. People want to be rich because of the image.
Yeah,
it's an image thing. I want people to like me. I want people to want to get like me.
I once heard that the more money you have, the more problems you have.
No money, more problems.
So
what song is that?
Yeah, what song is that? Right.
Ooh, DJ S. Well, something like that.
I was thinking
what's Future's DJ?
Somebody has said that.
I'll show y'all later.
Anywho, but yeah, like, the more money you have, like, the more problems you have. So you wanting all that money is not going to do nothing for you besides, create more things, create more bills. Like you're saying, like, that happiness, if that's what you're longing for, it's not going to be there,
Nope, money won't bring it.
At all.
Damn it.
Work on yourselves. Love yourselves. Love your family. Love life. Yeah. Money will come.
I mean, basically, y'all touched on everything that I was going to say. I was just saying that, like, it's nothing wrong with wanting more for yourself and trying to always strive for more. But when it comes to being greedy and just having greed, that's when it can get dangerous, because like, you know, enough is never going to be enough. And you see like with the corporations and like the wealthiest Americans, you know, enough is never enough. And that's why a lot of people are suffering, and a lot of people need help and they don't give help, and they have all this money to help the world and they don't. So it's just like yeah. So that goes to show you having money ain't everything. So
you have a lot of money, you have a lot of responsibilities.
Yeah.
Back at square one, back like the rest of us.
The bills,
Boys.
Still broke. $1 million, a lot of bills.
I guess. I'm one day.
all right, so the question and answer is, are we weak-willed as a generation? So what I mean by weak-willed, are we easily influenced? Or do we tend to just go with what's trending or what's popular, or, you know, what's, you know, cool, I guess, to say?
Yeah, I guess that goes back to the conversation we really just had. Like, we are, as a generation, we're very, very weak-minded when it comes to being original. You know, a lot of people, they try to be original, but at the same time, they do what everybody else is doing too. So it's like a mixture of it. But for the majority of the part, once, you know, the Gucci shoes came out, that's what people wanted because that's what they saw. When the chains came out and this and that, it's like, okay, he has that on, he look cool, or everybody talking about him, so I'm gonna put that same thing on. And it's a domino effect after that. Whatever comes out, everybody wants to do it, everybody wants to wear it, everybody wants to say it. So it's like, whatever everybody else is doing, if they getting, you know, recognition off of it, let me go get the same recognition by doing the same thing that they just did. So, we are very weak-minded. We can't think for ourselves for some odd reason. But you can go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, I like where you was going with that. I like that. I feel like we are. Now, to piggyback off Kelvin, I would say that we are weak-minded in the way of being discouraged a lot of times. So like you said, as far as everybody doing the same thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it can be that way, right, where everybody wants to do the same thing, but also a lot of people would get discouraged by everybody doing the same thing. So for instance, I see on social media a lot of lash techs, a lot of nail techs, a lot of barbers,
beauticians,
anything really,
everybody.
Right? Now a lot of people, all of that. A lot of people would get discouraged because they're like, oh man, like it's a lot of people doing it. Like, let me just not do it no more. It's too many people doing it. And I see that on social media all the time, and I'm just like, man, like it's okay that there's a lot of people doing it, but a lot of us are so weak-minded. It's like, oh, I'm just not gonna do it because too many people doing it.
Yeah.
That's not cool. Like, still do it. The key is to try to become the best at it.
Yeah.
You're never gonna be the first one to do something. Like, it's 2019. It's a lot of stuff that's been done throughout the years. You're not gonna be the first. I don't even know because I can't think of it, but you're not gonna be the first in nothing really. But you can become the best at it, right? But a lot of us are so, you don't have the willpower to just go and get it. Like, you just like, man, it's too many people doing it. I'm not gonna do it no more. I get so mad when I see people on social media like, like, I want to do YouTube, but too many people doing YouTube. Just do it. Like,
that's what I was gonna say.
You never know.
Whatever makes you unique from it. Like, we can go off of barbers real quick. Everybody was cutting hair. But it was somebody, that first dude, who said, you know what? Let me start making people edge ups. Let me start making people dreads.
Yep.
And he became the best at that part. So now it's just like, okay, now it's a trend. Now it's time for somebody else to say, let me do such and such.
Yeah.
Let me figure out how to do this.
A little design.
Yeah, let me
do
something.
Let me do this. Let me do that. You can be original and still do stuff that's already been done. You just got to do it a certain way.
I think what's original is when you decide to do it for you.
Yeah.
That really is the problem. I mean, because what you were saying was right. Because I mean, I can attest to that because that used to be me. Like, oh, I don't know if I want to do that right there. And it's like, you have all these gifts. Why not just pursue it for you? And then people will start to notice that. Like, we have to stop diving into things for the crowd.
Yeah.
Do it for you, and like your shine will come, your notice will come.
We do a lot of stuff for the gratification of others, and I feel like that goes back to what you were saying about we're lacking the will to do stuff. It's just because like we get very, very discouraged because it's like, oh man, they not gonna like that. Yeah, they not gonna like that. Like, oh, somebody already does it better. I watch them all the time. They too good. I can't compete with that. Just do it. Like us as a generation, we have to just do it. Like, don't copyright me.
If you doubt yourself, then they're not gonna support you.
Yeah. It's very sad in this generation too. Like, there's really a lot of followers. Like, we see people rise up every day. We see people, millennials, that decide to stand for something or decide to start something new or whatever. But it's just like, when you think about it, like, it's just those select amount of people. Like, back then, and I know back then it was a lot of stuff going on, like, but still, even to this day, like, back then it was a lot of people that was like, you know what, I'm gonna do this. Oh, okay, then I'm gonna come with you, I'm gonna follow you, but I'm gonna rise up too and take a stand right next to you. It was so many people that's coming up, and that's why we have so many activists, so many creators, entrepreneurs from back then, because they were just like, hey, I'm gonna do it. And you can't use the excuse of, well, oh, we had, racial issues, black people had to do that, and this, we can do that now. But we're just so satisfied, like, oh, things are somewhat better than back then. We get a little bit comfortable, and it's just like, okay, if this person decides to do it, that's cool. I'm just not, because they do it. No, we need more of y'all. Like, we need more barbers, more nail techs, more artists, more musicians, like everything, more entrepreneurs, more businessmen, more CEOs. Like, go after it, but go after it because that's what you want to do, and that's where your goals lie. I guess
that's good.
It's true. My mom always tell me, if you have the will to do something, it's gonna get done.
Yeah.
Like, if you got it down in your heart, I'm gonna do this. A lot of us in our generation just lack that will to go get it. Like, it's like, man, it's not handed to me. Dang, what I'm gonna do now?
Put the spoon in my
you
mouth.
have to have the will to go get it. It comes from, I think that mindset just comes from a lot of people. You've been given things your whole life, so now you just don't have that. You're not eager to go get it.
As I always called it for years, that dog mentality. You gotta have a dog mentality when it comes to, getting what you want. Because, like you said, if it's not handed to you, then a lot of people just say, "Oh well, let me try something else." No.
This is too hard. I can't do it.
It's too hard. I didn't even start yet, but it's too hard. It's like,
I think it goes back to what you said something a couple weeks ago about like participation trophies, right?
Yeah, you ain't getting that.
It goes from a young age to an older age. You go from getting participation trophies and participation medals, and your parents, oh, like, you did good, you did this, you did that. Now you grow up and you don't really have that will, because it's like, oh man, like, I thought it was gonna be
support myself.
Yeah, I gotta go. Actually, I gotta do it. Yeah. Like, yeah, you gotta do it. You gotta just go out there and
just
go.
Can't be there.
Yeah,
you just can't have a jersey on no more.
You have to be the best.
Wow, I have to have citizenship now. Like,
yeah, it's competitive out here. It's life.
You put in some work. You can't just stand on the sideline and, with your jersey, your mama pay her fees, so you got a trophy for the year. And no, you got a
real life now.
Get up now.
Sweat, drinking up all the water.
You ain't got no flags on because you ain't getting in anyway.
I'm just sitting on the bench, okay?
Yeah, you
got all the snacks.
Giving everybody a high five and then you go.
Good game. So I want to change the dynamic of conversation. So 2 weeks ago, we found out that the new Ariel for the Disney film Little Mermaid is going to be black. I think that's amazing.
Yes.
Like, for a little girl who grew up watching those Disney princess movies, you never seen anybody look like you. But here goes the thing. It's good for us being black. However, it seems as if everybody else that's not has a problem with it.
Yeah.
And it's like, dang, bro, like we can't have nothing, we can't share, but we live in this quote unquote equal world. But let us change something so minor as a character in a film. We're causing ruckus. We're creating memes that are very disrespectful. Like, why? How's it okay to say, yeah, we want equal rights and we want to do that, and yeah, we support Black lives and this, that, and third, but the moment that somebody that's not your type gets something that you think is supposed to be standard, it's a problem.
Yeah. I mean, she's a girl, she's a woman, so why does her skin color even matter? She
can sing.
Yeah.
Actress.
She qualifies.
She qualifies, but her skin color is not what you think the actress should be.
I'll tell you what the problem is. This shows people's true colors.
Oh, bad.
It does.
I'm gonna tell you
Doesn't
why.
it always?
When you really think deeply about this, at the end of the day, we're talking about a character of a mermaid, right? I've seen people on I check Facebook sometimes. I've seen people on Facebook saying, "Oh, there's no way like a mermaid can be black." When have you seen
A mermaid to be a color.
a mermaid? Like, I've never seen a mermaid.
It's a
I've only seen it in the animated film.
That's the
Yeah.
only reason.
Which means you can make it whatever color you want.
Right?
Exactly.
Animated characters be green, blue, purple, shoot.
It really shows people true colors, because now it's like you don't have a problem with the character at all. You have a problem with the skin color of the person that's going to be playing this character.
Right.
That's the main issue. You can't go back and say, "Oh, well, historically this is white. Now you're gonna change it black." No, because it's a character. We're talking about a mermaid in an animated film, right? So now, since she's played by a black woman, now it's a problem.
Yep.
It doesn't make sense. And then, like you brought up the memes, that's not cool.
It's so
Yeah.
disrespectful.
It's disrespectful memes.
I got a question. Y'all might know the answer to it. The Dora the Explorer movie. From my knowledge, Dora is a Hispanic, correct?
Yeah.
The movie, I've seen a preview. I'm
Yeah,
not
I've seen it
sure
too.
if that is a
Doesn't matter something.
It's about
Yeah.
to come out soon.
I'm not sure if that girl that's playing Dora, is she Hispanic or is she white? She looks white to me.
I haven't looked that closely to it, but I don't know. I guess everybody changing up the dynamics and stuff. Really, I mean, she could be
Oh,
Indian.
her name is Isabella.
Her name is Isabella.
So white is
It's some white Isabellas. So
Yeah,
I like that you
that's-
brought that up,
No,
though.
that's a good point.
I love that you brought that up, because if you look back through time in movies, right? If you even look back at movies that picture people from Egypt, right? What color are the people in those movies?
they're black.
Give him a spur.
What color?
Well,
they should be
yeah,
black.
I was gonna
Spray
say
tan.
they're black, but
They
they're
should be Egyptians,
She's American
but they're
and
played by
Peruvian.
white men and white women. So now it's like,
not
okay, now the
Hispanic.
world's on reverse.
She's not a Hispanic.
She's
She's not.
American and Peruvian.
Peru,
My
but
thing is,
what do they speak?
It don't really matter to me. It don't really matter what the ethnicity is. Like, if you can play the role,
Yeah.
play the character, bro. Hey, congratulations! Like, you deserve it.
Secure the bag.
Like,
By any means.
I could play.
Who?
Johnny Depp.
Here we go.
Jim Carrey.
Right, I could play those roles if I can act it right.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna look a little different. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just like when Brandy was the Black Cinderella, that one
right.
movie. Like,
But you know,
She's
I just
one-
feel like that didn't. I mean, obviously, I was just a day old when that movie came out. But I just think that didn't cause that much ruckus. The Prince alone had a white daddy and a black mama, and he was Asian.
yeah, it's so
Nobody
simple.
ever talks about that.
Right.
But let an African American have the lead role. What?
Is the problem.
It goes back to
Make it make
what we
sense
said. It goes back to what we said earlier. It always, for some reason, ends up a racial thing.
That's crazy.
No matter what it is, we seen, and I say we as in the world because black people do it too.
Yeah.
We always seem to find something racist that we just don't like about a situation.
Yeah.
So
We get pulled over.
yeah. Oh, you pulled me over because I was black. No, I pulled you over because you were going 80
really
and a 40. So,
Hey, you deserve this ticket.
You
You
deserve
didn't
this
stop at
ticket.
that stoplight.
but
So
on the inside, we feel like, oh, I was black. Now, if I was white, you probably wouldn't have pulled me over. So
how can I determine from the windows?
Yeah, like
right. Didn't even see your face. I just saw the car.
I'm from behind.
And you actually need another ticket because this tent is too dark. So I'm confused on your argument here.
And I need to tell your call.
Yeah.
Your license are expired.
Right. And your tail light hanging out.
You are going to jail.
She went for the race car.
I think I just want to touch on this a little bit. When you don't know your history, it kind of makes you sound crazy because if anybody doesn't know, like, Mami Wata is like an African sea spirit, basically, and it's been in African culture, folklore for thousands of years. So if you want to like figure out and know where mermaids kind of came from, it's from Africa. Like, it's been on walls. It's been, you know, like, so if you really want to be like, you know, correct with it, you know,
facts.
You know, it's more. It would be more historically correct to be a black person.
Right.
So
y'all heard it here on He Say She Say Radio.
We love that.
Missionary Baptist Church.
Period.
Yes.
I mean, that shuts down everything. So you know,
It does.
Learn your history.
And it's a
And do.
children's movie. It's a children's movie. Them little kids not gonna care who what, because most of the kids in this generation don't even know the old Disney movies that we used to even watch.
Right.
They don't know the songs or nothing. So they gonna go in the movie theater. They gonna sit there and they gonna enjoy
Love
the
it.
songs,
You know?
everything. Just like they gonna go watch The Lion King. That ain't nothing but black characters.
Now learn my line.
So-
What's wrong with us having some representation? Ooh, I made up a word.
Yeah.
Come on,
Representation, like
We're gonna have a He Say She Say dictionary.
it's okay for us to get some representation out here sometimes. Like, I would like to grow up and see some black characters.
Me too, man.
I wish I could have grown up and seen some good black characters in these shows, especially animated.
Except-
In kid films, you know.
Instead of just
Exactly.
little Bill all the time.
Yeah, that would be
a lot of bills.
little bald head.
Like, we
Proud
gotta watch
Family.
adult shows that see black people.
Honestly,
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
I feel like this is amazing.
This is great.
This is great. This is progress. This is showing that I salute Disney because they've been doing a thing as far as bringing
They own
black
everything.
characters to the forefront.
Because
Yep.
Disney takes a lot of steps out.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
And I mean, they never seem to lose.
Yeah,
looks
man.
like.
Shout out to my boy Walt.
Yeah.
They do try to be very inclusive.
They do.
I remember when they came out with Princess and the Frog.
Oh, I was
That
happy.
did. Now a lot of people was a little off about it, like, oh, why
That
she
was a
have
good
to
era.
New Orleans, da, da, da. But I'm just like,
That's a culture.
she's like they, it's that's what
And
it
that's
is.
not represented either. So that's great.
And we represented everybody else. We represented other ethnicities. We representing the LGBTQ community. And it's like, where do we fit in as our own ethnicity? Like, we are actually that. So don't we get a role besides
We
being the
get the
ghetto
extra.
woman? Yeah.
A lot of baby kids and stuff.
Right, that's all I
Yeah, that
grew
was a
up
good
on.
show.
Baby Kids,
They
Brown
Boondocks.
Family, Boondocks.
Bad people.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I would like to see some actual, like even Aladdin. Like I just went and saw Aladdin the other day.
That Will Smith in it.
Will Smith,
was
they
good.
was doing like black dance moves in it and stuff.
really?
I was like, okay.
Let hip hop into
Yeah, like
Let hip hop.
I could imagine
Baloo.
being a kid seeing that. It's like, okay, they
I like that move.
yeah, they cool with us. I could go buy some toys in Will Smith genie form. It's amazing. Can't do no better.
Genie. Yeah. Well,
He say missionary.
welcome to He Say Missionary Baptist Church.
So I gotta say this right. So, and this right here hit home a little bit.
All right. I had to swallow that.
Nah,
Go.
I mean, but
Give
I
it
was
to us.
thinking. So I had a friend of mine was like, "Hey, I'm looking for a man, right? Help me
Put me on.
help me find that man, right?" And so I was like, "Okay, what are you looking for?" She started listing everything that she's not gonna get right now.
Standard.
So my thing is, why is it that?
Here we go.
Why is it that? Oftentimes we find ourselves in spaces where we want things, but not like. But you only 19 though,
Yeah.
20.
That imagination
Yeah.
thing.
Give it some time.
Yeah,
I
you gotta
like
let
that
him.
you
You gotta
said
let him
that.
grow up, and you can't
And she needs to grow up too.
Yeah, exactly.
Maturity.
That's
And one
that's
thing-
immature on her part.
She shouldn't be looking for a man, first of all. She shouldn't. Women should have to go out and look for a man. That's the thing.
Y'all gonna be quoting the Bible verses in here.
That fine. Hey. Not she, that he. That
Fine.
somebody is preaching. He that finds
His wife
not
finds
she.
a good thing.
Yeah.
What Mr. Brown say? Is she a good one?
I'm gonna tell you the problem. I like that you said that too, because we see it too often.
Mm-hmm.
And women, forgive me.
Here we go.
Scoop his seat up.
Women, forgive me, but I feel like a lot of women and men too in our generation tend to want to find things that we don't even have to offer ourselves.
Say that one more
That's
time.
good.
We don't even have to offer it ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
You looking for a man who got a job and a house and a car and makes 6 figures a year? What do you bring to the table?
Oh, you felt that.
What he do?
Because last time I checked, it's supposed to have been equal all the way around.
Here it is.
Yeah.
You want all of these things, but what can you give me?
This is coming from a personal place.
You want all of these accolades and all these accomplishments in a man, but what can you give
What do you
him?
What
bring
substance
yourself?
does she have, huh?
Do you
And not
know?
even just I don't want to say it's a lot of men
Oh, it is.
who you looking for a wholesome woman who don't go out on the weekends,
But you
who
a thought about.
stay in all day all night, but you out here every weekend at the club in a section.
And it's funny that we're on this subject because I just seen a video. It's been out, but I just saw it like 2 days ago. We looking for this right here, but we can't fill it up.
The water bottle.
There it is.
Oh yeah.
Why we want all this right here, but we can't put this in there?
We want the 1 liter and we only got a quarter.
God.
God.
Oh my. See, we have to find it in ourselves first to understand that if I can't produce what I'm asking for, it's not for me right now. And a lot of people, we get caught up with social media. I blame social media for so many problems that we have today. A lot of people get caught up, I saw a picture of this dude with his girlfriend and they went to Italy for a vacation. Spell Italy for me real quick. Why do you want to go there so bad?
No, man, it's just a couple
And
letters.
and see, this is the thing. You'll be surprised. Like you said, it's just a couple letters. You'll be surprised who wouldn't be able to spell that. So you want all
know where it's
this, but you can't even.
Put it out on the map.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you want everything that you can't provide. So, like I said, it's supposed to be equal all the way around. Yeah, it's kind of, not realistic that y'all will make the same amount of money unless y'all are in the same type of field or y'all went into business together, something like that. It's somebody that 9 times out of 10 make more than other, but we have to be mindful that we can't sit up and want all this, want the whole world, and we can't even provide that person the whole world. So it's real irritating that, like you said, we want everything that we can't give.
Yeah, and we want everything so fast.
Yeah, right now.
The thing is, like I said, we want the right things, but it's not the right time for you to have it. Can you be able to handle what you're asking for right now?
Right.
Because what you're asking for, if you actually get it, you're gonna lose it as fast as you got it, right? Because you wasn't actually molded to have it.
Ooh, solid.
Yeah.
When your
That's
season,
us.
it was not your season.
That's how it is sometimes because it's like, okay, like for the example that you gave us, you might know what you think you want because maybe your past experience, whatever the case may be, because that happens with a lot of people, but have you stopped to look at yourself? What do you need to do in order to get that? Or you might not even have all those things. We can't always want. We always have to keep an open mind with what we receive because sometimes what people may bring into our lives, whoever our spouse is, they may bring traits and tendencies that we didn't even know we needed. So then we gotta cope with, okay, how do I work with this, da-da-da-da-da. But before you can even get to your wish list, that's, first of all, that's unrealistic anyway. Like, you may be able to point out, all right, I want him to be, a good dude. I want him to be nice. I want him to be, have goals, da-da-da. Cool. There's a lot of people like that. But this, he need to be swole. He need to have a beard. He need to be, you painting a picture, sis. Like, you coloring in a coloring book. Like,
build a man.
Yeah, you have to go within yourself, figure yourself out. What can you tolerate? What can you not tolerate? What are things you like? Things like that. And then I promise you, from a religious standpoint, that's just me, God will bring you the right person. Or for those that aren't really religious, in a worldly sense, you will get the partner that's meant for you. Let's say that.
I think since we kind of talking about that now, I think as you mature and grow older, your perception changes about that stuff too. So the younger you want this perfect person, but the older you get, the more it's like, okay, what is inside? Because those looks and stuff, we seen how y'all look when y'all gonna get older. It's not attractive, you know. But if you have some substance within, then we're gonna be something. This happiness is still gonna be there.
Who can I grow old with? Some wrinkles ain't too cute.
Because it goes to the story of, and y'all might have heard of this guy before, the great Michael Jordan. He was kicked off of his high school basketball team. Why? Because he wasn't ready at that time. He had a little bit more work to do. Yeah. So he was kicked off the team. He wasn't a part of the team. He worked. He gets to North Carolina. He gets to the Bulls. And he just the greatest player in my sense of all times. But nobody knew that when he got kicked off that high school basketball team. So he had to work to get to where he won. He didn't just become the greatest player of all time in one night. So we gotta be mindful to let's work toward what we want and stop wanting it right now, like microwave babies as they call us. Stop that, because it's not realistic. And if you can get that overnight, it's not gonna be worth having.
Right.
Yeah, you better be scared of it. If you find somebody, that your list is from 1 to 100. If you find somebody that fit every 100 of those points,
there's a problem.
It's an issue somewhere. Right? So
that searching won't get you far. It's gonna take you forever.
So
clear your throat.
I have a funny topic. It's a serious topic because it happens, but it's a funny topic because a lot of people have different viewpoints on it. So not too long ago, I made a tweet. I said, shoot at the whole group of friends, right? And, just see what happens. Now, I'm not saying that I do it. I'm not saying that I haven't done it. But I'm just saying, you never know what could come out of it. I don't think it's nothing bad.
So try to talk to everybody.
So
not everybody.
So you shot at a whole friend group?
I mean, like, back in the day,
How successful is that for you?
2 out of 3.
All 4 wins.
Okay.
You passed.
Half the team. I mean, but
That's
you're not.
6%.
66.
It's like you're not really getting anywhere because it's just like if you go for like more than one person in a fan group, I mean, obviously they're gonna know you're talking to both of them at the same time, so you can't expect it to really go anywhere into like a successful relationship.
But it goes to the people who care and who don't.
Yeah. I mean, true. If you don't care, then it might be fun and great. No. But if you're trying to be serious, no.
I was kind of coming from a different angle, right?
Okay, explain.
The angle I was coming from, and I've made another tweet like this before too, was don't let, just because you used to mess with somebody's friend, right? Don't let that prevent you from your blessing. Because your blessing might be their homegirl.
You think that close?
Yeah.
Why not?
It's possible.
And that takes you back to proximity.
I'm just saying.
You may have a point there.
I'm just saying it's
You
possible.
never
I've seen
know.
it happen.
But here's the thing I see all the time. Oh, girl, don't mess with him. He slid in my DMs before. Why? You didn't respond to me. So why is it an issue when I slide in your homegirl DMs now?
Okay.
I'm not saying slide the DMs out at one time, but let's say it's a couple months later, it didn't work out with this girl, or she really just didn't respond, right? Now you slide in her homegirl DMs.
And she wants to respond.
Now she want to respond, but girl, don't do it. He was just in my DMs 2 months ago. Why you even bring that up? Like, you didn't respond to me, so what's the issue?
I think it's easier for guys to do that.
We
That
have like
shooting at the
girl
whole
code.
friend group.
Yeah.
It's the double standard that it's not equal.
Like
It's just like the whole, not to cut you off, but it's just like the whole sex thing. You know, a guy can sleep with 6 different women in 1 week, and people praise that. Or it's like, damn, oh, he did this. Oh, man. Let a female do it. It's like, nah, bro. Yeah, she's a hoe. And she for the whole team and all this. Yeah, she did. So
she a hot girl.
Yeah, it's you're right. It's easier for guys than women. It shouldn't be that way, but that's just the way it is. So
do y'all do that? Like, why?
No.
Well, not that, but do y'all like? Let's say a guy has tried to approach you, right, or slide in your DMs or something like that. Now you go and you don't respond to him, but then like a couple weeks later, he see a picture with you and your homegirl. He slide in the homegirl DMs. Would you say anything?
I probably wouldn't care.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind.
care.
I'm like,
Nobody
yeah,
care.
because I didn't.
If it's one thing, because it's one thing if he slid in my DMs, I responded, I got a vibe, you know, we talking every day, and then, you know, it was something. Oh, yeah. No, ma'am, you better not. Nope, that's not mine, but yeah.
Why?
So like,
No.
so basically, she's saying like, if you was actually messing with somebody like for a nice little time,
And
y'all had
then
some great
something
moments,
stopped.
and something stopped, don't holler at that
It's
The
a
person.
girl
friend,
code.
don't do
But
that.
the
No,
thing is,
sir.
it stopped.
It's
It did.
It's not going
But
anymore.
It stopped, but
It's
something
like a
was
respect
established.
factor.
What if God was
No.
really just like, I'm gonna put you
God would not put you
It
in
was
the
God
in
in it.
her friends in the area, right?
the area.
In the area.
MJ, we're not doing this.
Right,
Because I'll
God put him
Don't
in
piss
the
me off.
area, so
God
now
gonna
it's like,
lead
okay,
you right
well,
to that one
I
person.
know you, right now we cool and stuff. Now it's like, you know what? She might be the one that's for me, and it might just be her friend. That's just life. Like
We always talk to each other about that. I know where you're coming from, and I've seen it happen.
Yeah.
If you was talking to a girl, y'all had something going on, but it didn't work out because it don't always work.
Yeah.
And then let's say later down, you know, not right away because that's just, you know, she probably
It's
got
messy.
feelings for her. You probably still got feelings
That's
for,
what it is.
I've
you know,
seen it like
but
years later.
yeah,
and
later
maybe
down the
months.
line, she that moved on, whatever, you decide to holler at her friend. Of course, her friend probably gonna tell her like, "Hey, girl, such and such." And for us, we abide by that code because we have if that's our friend, girls, we just stick together.
Not everybody, but
Yeah, not everybody.
Right.
But I mean, me personally, I would be like, you know, hey, such and such, da-da. And then my friend, she can be like, you know, yeah. Or if she say no, then it's like, okay, you must still want him. I'ma just back. Because what you had with that girl may not have worked, but you and somebody else, her friend, y'all could be there could be a wife that might be the match.
I don't like it like
It's just up to the communication.
It's possible though. That's
It's
the
up to
thing.
the communication.
It's happened
It is
before.
possible.
You know, maybe
I think it's just the way you go about things. Like,
Yeah,
if
you
it's
have to
what-
be real
you
mature.
Have to, yeah, you have to be mature and like come with a level of respect. Like,
That's
don't
true.
just be up there.
I know a lot of us
Playing.
guys, right? We all have the same mindset,
Right.
basically. If my homeboy did not cuff you, right? If y'all did not, if that was not your girlfriend, right? You pretty much, you know.
okay. So
You
y'all
get
feel
shot at.
comfortable with being with somebody that your homeboy had?
Not every guy.
When you say had, what do you mean by had?
That's exactly
You
what
slept
I mean.
with her.
Head.
Oh, slept with?
What you talking about?
Or you had a
Sexting?
deep,
I
had
thought
a
you were
deep
talking about like
connection.
being together, like in a
No.
relationship. If they was in a relationship,
but
I wouldn't
still.
do it.
Oh,
Yeah, okay.
Nah, that's
feel
different. I wouldn't ever
I see what
date
you're
my
saying.
homeboy
I
ex.
see what you're saying, but it goes to this right here. Let's just say, okay, MJ had someone, had, like you're talking about.
Previous in the past.
Yeah, previous in the past.
Connection?
Let's hypothetically speak and say I didn't really know MJ like that.
No.
And we begin to be friends. And then I meet who he had, and we're together now. And it's like, oh yeah, me and MJ, blah, blah, blah. Well, that has nothing to do with me. I'm going to tell you why. These days,
I'm
it's
not talking about no friends you just meet.
Even if you've been knowing him,
it don't matter.
even if you've been knowing, I'm not saying right away. Like, let's say me and MJ grew up together.
Okay.
We're just, the best of friends. He had somebody, and then 2-3 years later, hey, me and her get to talking, and then we just have a connection, and then it's like we liking each other. Then it's like, yeah, I know you was with MJ, but like you said, why are you blocking that?
I don't see a problem with that.
Yeah, you don't block that. At that point, you just kind of see where it goes. If it doesn't go anywhere, then okay, fine. But the problem that this generation has, I'm gonna tell you, the problem this generation has is, oh, I know she used to mess with MJ. Now she messing with Kelvin. It just didn't work with MJ. Oh, it just didn't work with Kelvin, but now she's for the team. That's the problem that we have on a maturity level.
No,
but it's not how that works. So I see what you're saying, but no, you can't look at it like that.
I like that. That makes sense. Okay, it makes sense.
Once you reach about 3 in the same friend group.
Quit trying that.
Yeah, after that, but
switch it up and go to the other side.
I'm not saying try all 5 if they don't work.
You 0 for 3 for the team.
Obviously, don't want you.
We don't want you. We want a piece.
Yeah, friends should never block. Like, I like when Kelvin said that. Like, as a friend, if I know this is somebody from my past and I'm over this person, I'm not about to because y'all might have a real good connection. Y'all might be ready to get married. Who am I as a friend? This is my past dude. I done moved on. Who am I to say no? You can't have him because that's my past. This could be your, like MJ said, your blessing. Like, you can't be selfish with that just because what y'all had didn't work, and y'all have no communication. Y'all aren't talking. You're just in your feelings. Like, I feel like that's the gray
it's a
area.
reason you did not work.
Yeah.
So if you did not work, the goal is to find something that works. That's the goal for everybody. Find something that works. And if that works for that person or those 2 people, who are you to tell them not to do it?
Don't be that guy.
Yeah. You can't do that.
Don't be that guy. Even when it comes to sliding in the DMs, like, don't be that. Oh, they just slid in my DMs. Like, okay. And like,
and see, a lot of people have a problem with expressing how they really feel because what it'll be is for example, it'll be something like, okay, because it's worthy of a good laugh. It's like, oh, MJ such in your DMs. Oh, she was just in my DMs like 2 weeks ago. Yeah. Okay, cool, funny little laugh, ha ha ha. But let MJ start talking to her, they start getting a connection, they start liking each other, this and that. It's like, oh no, we just be texting. No, you like her. Yeah. Just say you like her. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. But we have this pride-filled bubble that we're living in that says, oh nah, I can just talk to somebody, or we can just do this without me really liking them and letting people know that I like them.
What do you think, Solomon?
Solomon, give it. Here we go.
Me personally, I just kind of remove myself from those situations, you know what I'm saying? I just kind of do my own thing.
Boy, get it out. You got a little chip, you got a little something on your shoulder.
You know what I'm saying? I just, do me.
We called him out low key.
Ooh, this is funny to you, huh?
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, what Buck say? Yes indeed, yes indeed.
We finna teach you something right here.
Man, I like
amen.
That's good. That's a good topic.
Communication, people. Just communicate with your friends, with whoever you talk to.
Okay, well, hold on then. So let's say, because y'all was saying it's a maturity thing. Cool. So what if you say, I know you used to talk to so-and-so, or y'all was together, this, that, and the third. Are you okay? Do you ask that person if they're okay? You just do it.
You need to talk to them.
I'm not asking nothing.
I'm gonna tell you when the accent comes about. The accent comes about depending on the level it was on.
Okay, and so what if the person is like, I'm feeling some type of way about it? Do you not care?
You go with what you feel.
Okay.
At that point, you gotta block out what they're talking about.
Okay.
Yeah, because the common courtesy was just to ask.
Yeah.
It's just common courtesy. It's just like when you ask somebody how they're doing, you don't really care.
Well, sometimes.
Yeah.
Not all the time.
I be caring.
Like with the job that I do, I say, hey, how you doing? Like 100 times a day.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
I don't necessarily care how you're doing.
Don't even be hearing.
It's just, it's just.
I'm great. How are you?
Yeah, I have an AirPod in for the most part. That's just naturally what I say. Yeah. You probably said something that I need to respond to, and I'm just like, oh, what you say? So it's like common courtesy, but you know,
I'm not ever asking. I'm gonna tell you, like, hey, like, remember that girl you used to mess with? Like, I talked to her now. I hope you're okay with it.
But
like,
what if they was dating for like 5 or 7 years or something like that?
I've never talked to
You would be
a girl
aware
that
of it though. Like you would be aware if somebody was talking 5 years.
But it's just I don't know. Maybe I'm perceiving it wrong.
Yeah.
But regardless of if we dated for X amount of years, that could be my blessing.
Yeah,
it's true. I just don't,
The season, right?
I feel like it's everybody's situation is different. Everybody's situation is different.
Right.
You just gonna have to take it with your situation. You know, the amount of time y'all been talking, and just be mature about it and grow up. Cause I mean.
Because it's just hard to find somebody these days that somebody has not already had that you know. Like true. It's just impossible at this point.
Dallas too small.
Expand your horizon.
But man, like Texas small as a whole, because everybody just go to all these schools in Texas. You gonna one of your homeboys and mess with a girl you talk to. Like, it's gonna happen.
Nope, don't do it.
Yeah, like, I mean, you know, it is what it is. But that's not finna prevent me from getting my blessing. Like, I mean, it could be, like, if Kelvin dated somebody, obviously I'm not gonna go talk to them. But if they was just, you know, cooling it, I don't, you know, that don't have nothing to do with me.
Switch it on.
Yeah.
Just talk to your friends, but don't let them block your blessing. Right. As a friend, you need to be mature. Don't tell that girl or that boy, no, you can't talk to her. But I actually have feelings for this person. Like, I really want to be with this person. So I would, like he said, I was common. Yeah, this was a common courtesy. Y'all are done. Y'all are over with.
It's just to bring awareness to you. That's all it is.
Yeah. Not asking nothing.
Yeah.
We know, MJ. Right. You're not asking regardless.
Not asking. It's telling you.
Speaking of blocking blessings, let's block the rest of that conversation.
Tips from HeSaySheSay. Wonderful.
Buddy. Let's go on here, Jordan.
All right, so that's it for episode 4. Thank you guys for tuning in. So follow us at HeSaySheSay Radio on IG and Facebook, and also HeSaySheSay Radio Crew on Twitter. Also, don't forget to subscribe on our YouTube channel. Watch all our videos. We're going to be going live and doing some extra stuff. So just stay tuned, guys. And that's it for this episode. That's it.
See you next time.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Holla.
Bye.
She say, he say, he say, she say, she say, he say, danger.